Hi, I'm Jen Siegel with Cisco, and I'm here with Pete Davis, Cisco Product Manager, focused on endpoint software and VPN. Hi, Pete.
Hi, Jen.
So, Pete, tell me briefly about your background.
I've been involved with the Internet ever since really its infancy to provide consumer services. In the early 1990s, I joined a very small Internet startup providing Internet services to consumers in the Boston area via dial-up. And over time, that really migrated into providing access to enterprise networks, and VPN was kind of the logical extension there.
Can you talk about the evolution of VPN? What was the main usage and volume of users like 10 years ago as compared with today?
So the drivers for VPN really haven't changed over the years. It's always been about providing users an in-office experience and make them productive and be able to get access to the corporate network when they leave. I think the main thing that's changed is that the amount of bandwidth out to the end systems, people's homes and remote networks, has really increased, and that's allowed VPN to be a much more productive tool. As a result, we've seen significantly more end users in an organization take advantage of it. And we've also seen VPN as a tool to enable access to other types of individuals where maybe an in-office experience didn't make sense, but a subset of access may make more sense. For example, a partner.
And can you talk about the evolution of VPN from more of a product perspective? Has SSL VPN changed the scene at all?
So from a product perspective, it's really just been about two different flavors of ice cream. IPsec and SSL really serve the same purpose in life. Some people like SSL because it does allow you to more easily deploy the client out to remote systems, and it allows you to automatically perform updates, and it also works better through different types of lockdown networks. The other advantage is it does open up VPN to a new set of users that I was talking to you about earlier, where maybe a typical tunnel-based connection didn't make sense. And an example I'd like to give of that is a partner of an organization or an employee on a home computer maybe just want to give them access to one resource, or maybe just to the human resources database. And with a clientless VPN with SSL, that's something that you can now take advantage of.
Great. And what about the evolution of VPN from a security perspective?
So from a security perspective, obviously the encryption protocols have gotten better over time. It started off with RC4, went into triple DES, went over to AES. And then the biggest change we've seen over the years is the migration from static usernames and passwords over to one-time passwords like an RSA token, and then to digital certificates and smart cards. And we've seen a lot of adoption of both digital certificates and smart cards in both the verticals for government customers as well as financials.
What do you think is coming down the pike in terms of VPN, or have we peaked?
I think you'll see more emphasis on the endpoint software, and as the ability to have that endpoint software there to help as the perimeter of the network is beginning to disappear and as more different services are moving out to the cloud, that's the touch point that a company has to provide additional security. So I think you may see some driver towards the endpoint there helping enable some of the cloud-based services and endpoint scanning and hosted services as well.
Are more and more businesses considering VPN as part of business resiliency planning, and if they're not, should they be?
So we pretty much see VPN in use throughout every single company out there. I do believe that it's been more of an emphasis since September 11th on having VPN available as a tool in case for some reason people can't get into the office. And that's true for storms, it's true for bird flu. You need a way to have your employees be able to function even if they can't drive into the office and be at their desk. So we do see a lot of interest from companies in that area.
What are your thoughts on telecommuting in terms of its effects on overall business productivity?
I'm not sure what its effects on family productivity are, but in terms of business productivity, I think it's actually very useful for companies. I find that with people being able to work productively remotely, companies are getting a lot more hours and a lot more time from employees than they otherwise would get if people were only able to work when they're in the office directly.
Great. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.